So next we're going to talk about Facebook. This thing is a little ridiculous. So Facebook is citing risk of civil unrest. Facebook won't accept new political ads in the week before the election.
Oh.
And I found this really interesting because why not? And we'll read about it. It says they won't accept new political issues or political ads or issue ads in the week before the election. Oh, well, you were about to say something.
I sent you that thing earlier, that picture. Did you get? You
I have it.
that?
I have it pulled up.
We can talk. Now I understand why they put that out. I'll explain it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. We'll get to it. In a Facebook post on Thursday, CEO Mark Zuckerberg said he was concerned about the challenges people could face when voting. He added, "I'm also worried that our nation is so divided and election results potentially taking days or even weeks to be finalized, there could be an increased risk of civil unrest across the country." See, when has it ever taken weeks to figure out who won the election? Has that ever happened before?
I don't. The George Bush Al Gore thing had a
right
recount.
with Florida.
Yeah,
right. Just Florida had a
about
recount.
like a week, right, or 4 days.
Yeah,
or
Al Gore
something.
won, but then they were like, "Wait a minute, actually."
That was very weird.
It was really weird. All right, so let's keep reading. It says, in a paired blog post, Facebook detailed the steps it's taking to secure the integrity of the U.S. elections by encouraging voting, connecting people to authoritative information, and reducing the risks of post-election confusion. Facebook said it won't accept new political ads in a week before the election on November 3rd. However, advertisers will be able to continue running ads that are already live. All this information will be accessible in the platform's ad library. It's important that campaigns can get out the vote campaigns, or can run, but it's important that campaigns can run, get out the vote campaign. What is this?
That's exactly what it says.
And generally, I believe the best antidote to bad speech is more speech. Well, maybe correct speech, because what is that? I didn't even understand that.
They run get out the vote campaigns.
Oh, that's what it is.
Okay.
So that should have been maybe in italics,
Yes.
because get out the vote campaigns. I got you. Let's see. But in the final days of the election, there may not be enough time to contest new claims, wrote Zuckerberg. Facebook also said it will attach authoritative information about the coronavirus to posts and ads discouraging people from voting because COVID-19 will remove any post spreading related misinformation. Man, so they are just really admitting that they're being authoritarians. My goodness. We're going to shut down anything that you say and block it if we don't like it. That's what I just read, essentially. Given the unique circumstances of this election, it is especially important that people have the accurate information about the many ways to vote safely and that COVID-19 isn't used to scare people into not exercising their right to vote. Well, thank you for at least saying that. This article keeps going on, but that's really what I got to what I wanted to talk about. So check this out. It's really weird. Facebook is trying to pay people to deactivate their Instagram and Facebook accounts before Election Day. I don't really understand this. So I'm just going to read this survey details. It says, we'd like to know how much you'd need to be paid in exchange for deactivating your Instagram account. Your account would be deactivated in late September for either 1 week or 6 weeks. To participate, you must be willing to deactivate your account for both time periods and not use Instagram during that time. When the study starts, you'll find out which time period you've been selected to deactivate your account for. Below, each row has different weekly payment amounts. Check the box in the row you're willing to deactivate your account for the time periods described in exchange for the payment listed. For example, you should only check the box in the $10 per week row if you would be willing to deactivate your account for 1 week for $10 or 6 weeks for $60. Please note that your response below are for research purposes only. The rows you check will not be affected how much you are offered. This is so weird. And it says here, regardless of the amount of time you deactivate, you will have the opportunity to take a survey immediately after November 3rd election and be paid for doing so. If you are assigned to keep your account deactivated through the election, we will ask you to complete this survey before you reactivate your account. You'll receive more details in late September, including the length of time you will ask to deactivate. What? Why? What is this?
This sounds like
What is this weird? What? I just don't understand what's going on
They
here.
don't want people to
be doing like voter fraud. They don't want people to be scaring people into not voting or posting misinformation. So,
but this is
rather than police
voluntary.
everyone, they want people just to shut down and go away, so they don't do it.
What, paying them $10 a week? That's
Yeah.
that's nothing.
To
That's
Facebook,
pittance.
it's nothing.
There's nothing.
But to people that are unemployed, it might be
$10 a week though
Yeah.
to not use Facebook. I mean,
$60 would get me by. $60
for 6 weeks.
No, for like I could get by a week on $60.
But it's $10 a week.
Right. It's
At
not
least that's what
much,
it was showing there.
But it's supplemental income.
I
It's
guess.
actually kind of an interesting concept.
I don't know. I think this is really weird.
Yeah.
So explain to me. This is.
So then my
you
friend
sent me
posted
this. What is this all about?
So this says they're going to update their terms on the 1st of October, which I thought was a weird time. Now I realize the election coming up. I see. We try to make Facebook broadly available to everyone, but you cannot use Facebook if 1, you're under 13 years old. 2, you are a convicted sex offender. 3, we've previously disabled your account for violations of our terms or policies. And 4, you are prohibited from receiving our products, services, or software under applicable laws. Now, I fall into Section 3 because I used to run a lot of Facebook groups or be admins in different groups.
Okay.
And some of the groups had pretty racy stuff, and people would post crazy images that would get every admin banned for like 7 days or 28 days. So I'm wondering if
you had no choice in the matter.
Yeah,
just
I would just
because
get
you
shut
were
down.
admin.
I couldn't go on for 28 days. I'd have to make
Sucks.
find other ways to get around that if possible, because it was it was our job. Facebook went into this like mad in like 2013, this overhaul of their system, and all these people that were making careers out of like Facebook traffic got just squashed. They started getting 1% of their traffic.
Wow.
So I wonder if Facebook's just going to shut my account down on the 1st.
I mean, it looks like. I mean, you did. First off, it sounds like you didn't really have a choice.
It wasn't
kind of shut you out,
right?
Because you were part of. That
I
was your job to run the admins. So even if you weren't on, someone posted it and they were like, "Whoa, that's blacklisted." Boom, admins. You weren't even privy to.
I'd log in and
what
I'd
was
have a
going on.
notice that said, and I'd be like, "What did I get banned for?"
Yeah,
Somebody posted.
You couldn't even figure it out. And now it's straight up says we are trying to make it broadly available to everyone, but you cannot use it if we previously disabled your account for violations.
So they think basically they're saying anyone that's ever been disabled for any violation is too risky. They might post something that's going to influence the election, and we're just going to shut them all down on the 1st.
Well, and it's not only just for the election. It feels like this is just something that they're implementing.
If they shut my personal account down, that might be a boon. Maybe it's good in the long run.
I would not miss Facebook
it's
if
so
it was
proprietary.
gone.
I mean, they are tracking, and I don't hate it, but
the only reason I use Facebook right now primarily is because I have the Adam Krigler fan page that I actually converted my first ever Facebook account. Like 6 years ago, I shifted because I reached the 5,000 friends, I guess, is the max. And because I was skating, I was kind of really well known in the pro skating scene. I reached max, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to convert it to a fan page. And they're like, whoa, if you convert it to a fan page, all of the history will be deleted. And I was just like, boom, good, because that sounds awesome. Like, I don't want all my history there. I'm sure it wasn't deleted. I'm sure it's somewhere
it's
in
somewhere.
some data bank, has it. But I was like, whatever. Get rid of all that information. And I had to do like 4 steps. Like, are you sure? Are you sure all this stuff is going to be deleted? And I was like, yes, please. And then I created a new Facebook account just for me, for like my personal friends and family. So I do have that, but I don't really use it that much.
I was on a similar track. I got up to about 2,000 friends, and then I realized I didn't want that to happen, so I stopped. So I've got like 1,000 people that I never met that like saw my YouTube stuff, and like 1,000 people that I've known throughout my life.
Oh, okay.
And it'll be sad to lose touch with them because if Facebook,
but
maybe they'll let me keep Messenger.
See,
or something.
This is what I don't like about it. I've had some friends that I am friends with them, and we aren't friends on Facebook anymore, and they actually hit me up. They're like, I'm really sad that we can't be friends anymore. And I'm like, why do you think that? Just because we're not friends on Facebook anymore. I just don't want to ever see the stupid stuff that you post. Like, I straight up said it.
And they can comment.
I'm not like, I didn't hold back. I'm honest to a fault sometimes, but I don't care, whatever. I'd rather just give the full truth. This is my truth. This is how I feel. I can't deal with the friends that post on your stuff. I can't deal with the fake memes that you post, the stupid you think are funny, but it's based on false information. I kept trying to like correct it, and I don't want to just unfollow so I never see you. It's like, No, I want my Facebook to be people that I want to interact with, and if I'm not friends on Facebook, that doesn't mean I'm going to ignore you if I see you in person, but I don't ever see this person anyway. It's not like we hang out, but Facebook does not dictate who my friends are in real life. So if I lost Facebook, good riddance, whatever. You know, I still contact my family, you know, and I call my grandmother, I call her and actually talk to her on the phone. I don't just look at a picture and hit like and be like, cool, I interacted with my grandmother for the year. Like most people, you know, we're losing that family gathering, and Facebook makes it too easy to just be like, I did my status, a bunch of people liked it, and now I've interacted with my family. Well, you really didn't. You know, you posted something up and you got some dopamine kicks from people liking it, and like when you lose that, you're losing an internet connection, like a social media connection. You're not losing a real connection. The connection is still there. We're still human beings alive that we can connect outside of the internet realm. So whatever. I think you said it right. It would be a boon.
It might be. I've got some business contacts on there. That's a little frustrating.
Yeah, actually, you've connected me with some really cool people lately, and I thank you for that, because we got some really cool guests coming up, and Ian has helped me out with that. So that's pretty cool.
Facebook. Let me keep my account.
Funny, don't ban Ian. He clearly would like to stay because he's got some business contacts. Well, you should just start trying to
that's a good point.
gather their actual emails.
Good point.
You know,
okay, that's a
get ahead of the
good
game.
Reason to reconnect.
You have
with
till
people.
October 1st. It says here, effective October 1st.
All right.
So you basically have
game is
the
on.
month of September to figure it out.
Oh, jeez.